So we are going to make a drastic shift to the Filippo brothers. Their second film, with their stellar debut with Brad. I can already see your face with "Talk to Me." They're back with their sophomore effort with "Bring Her Back." So the synopsis is real short. I'll read this and we'll get right into it. A brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother. Short, sweet, and to the point. There's a lot to unpack there, though.
Bryan, this was such an experience watching this movie with you.
Oh, God.
During that press screening. That whole crowd, it was... This movie is so punishing. It's one of the most brutal, uncomfortable movie-going experiences I've ever had in a theater. We kept looking at each other. Like, there were times when I could not look at the screen because of the atrocities that were occurring. Like, if you have problems with violence and children interacting, you gotta take yourself out of this movie.
Yeah, this movie, it's very cringy when it comes to a lot of the graphic, the violence and the gore of it. You're right. There are moments in this movie where I have to look away from the screen. I'm like looking at the corner, looking at the ceiling.
A lot of mouth problems.
Yeah. So it's extremely graphic. But on the flip side of that, man, when we talk about the Filippo brothers and what they've done with Talk to Me and going into this movie feels like, even though those two movies are not connected, it feels like they are a piece of each other, because these two films are movies that are really kind of delving in and examining the idea of grief.
Talk to Me is a little bit more of a thrill ride. It does deal with some of the similar themes as this film, but I feel like you can have a good time with Talk to Me.
You can.
Bring Her Back is not a good time.
This movie is not a good time. No. Thematically, I think they're still kind of talking about the same thing.
100%.
So, yeah.
And does Bring Her Back say anything that Talk to Me doesn't? I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I also don't know if that's necessarily a negative in any way.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, to me, the empathy in this film that is cast on every single character, Sally Hawkins playing the antagonist of this movie. There are moments when you are going to absolutely hate her, and yet this film gives you her emotional reasons for doing what she does, and it gives you access to the pain that she's experiencing that pushes her into a position of true villainy, and I think that might actually be a little important, the way that this film cares for a person who commits such evil actions.
No, you're absolutely right, because there's no doubt about it that she's the antagonist of this story, and kind of the passive aggressive way that she treats her foster kids when they come into her home.
It starts passive aggressive, and then it gets aggressive.
It gets extremely aggressive. And I've never seen Sally Hawkins kind of play that speed before in any of the performances that I've seen. But it's interesting what you say about her as an antagonist and the villainy of her character, but as the movie progresses and goes along, the movie finds a way for us to sympathize. I don't want to say empathize, but
I would say it definitely does. There's empathy and there's sympathy.
Yeah,
it puts you into the headspace of that character, and I think what's important about that is telling audiences that these characters are not supernatural. They're not evil with a capital E. They are people doing things. Now, there are supernatural elements in this story, and there might be capital E evil in this story, but there's also lowercase evil in this story, and it's so easy for myself, and I imagine others, to dismiss actions like these as inhuman. But no, these are very human actions.
And it's interesting too, because as we went into the film, there was a message from the directors going into the movie, and they said, this is a horror movie. This, it deals with a lot of kind of horrific and graphic visuals and elements. But they also said at the center of it, it's a human drama, and it really is. As graphic and horrific as this movie is, and some of the heinous things that the main characters do, the main character does in this movie, at the center of it is a human drama. Like you were saying, connecting with Sally Hawkins' character, and understanding her pain, and then also
these poor kids,
and the kids as well, and what they've gone through, and their connection, and how the brother truly loves his sister and wants to look out for his sister, and basically wants to take care of her after something horrific happens to them, kind of the inciting incident that puts them with Sally Hawkins. So all these different dynamics of all these different characters, I think, is working well together to really climax to that ending that gives us a lot of the horror elements that, that are making us look at the side of the screen.
Yeah, and the filmmaking is so good.
So
these
good.
Are expert filmmakers.
Yeah.
They are doing only what movies can do. And how can you not be excited about that?
I know. I mean, I'm excited about these directors. This is their second feature film, and I think they've knocked it out the park both times. I mean, and we said it coming out of the theater, like, this is a damn good movie that I never want to watch again.
Yeah, I loved stumbling out of the dark and into the light of the lobby, and all our fellow journalists are there, and we were just like looking at each other like, what did we just all go through? And we were all processing it, and we were giggling because we didn't know how to deal with the stuff bubbling in our bellies. It was, I don't know, like, I think it was a truly special movie-going experience. Yeah. I will never watch this movie again, and it's a movie I don't know that I could recommend to anybody.
Yeah, that's the true thing. I don't know who this movie would actually be for, or who I could recommend this to.
You have to really know the person.
Yeah, and you have to be. I think if you're a diehard horror fan, I think you will kind of. It
depends on what kind of horror you like.
That's true too. And because I don't want to say enjoy, because to me, I just don't know if this is a movie that you can enjoy. But at least get something out of it.
Thinking about the movie, like,
Same.
It was a hard watch for me. It was very difficult, and I think when I left the movie, I was leaning on maybe I didn't even like the movie because of how bad it made me feel, and how I felt so trapped in the theater watching it. But as I've had time away from the movie, I feel like maybe I love the movie.
Yeah. I've been thinking about this movie a lot too since we saw it, and that's the testament to really a good to great film. It's like when you can leave the theater and it just keeps you thinking about it. And this is one of those films. So yeah, it's a B+ for me. What's your rating for this?
Yeah, B+ for me as well.
Nice.
If you liked what you just saw,
then check us out on YouTube at PGC TV Online, and we'll see you at the movies.